Assalamu alaikum. Ismi Aladdin Marak Bey. Anam and Win Morocco, the Maghreb, Merikish, Turtle Island.
Islam.
And I'm with the Empress Queen Lula Bey.
Absolutely. Islam, Moors, Islam.
Today, we're going to speak briefly on nationality identification card and how you apply your nationality identification card, Moors. But first, we must know what nationality is. Nationality is the quality and character which arises from the acts of a person belonging to a nation. Nationality determines the political status with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines your civil status. So the nationality card, when you talk about the nationality card, it's a universal card that has a Rotarian complexion.
Absolutely.
And when I mean Rotarian, it has a universal complexion and is not administered from no corporate jurisdiction or no private club, no association, or no private membership or institution. Islam?
Islam.
So the national identification card is for all Moors American nationals, and no, you must know that a state cannot issue a national identification card, as they are just companies, corporate members of the U.S.A, which is a union. So when you hear them talk national, they're only talking about a national business or company, not a flesh and blood human being. Islam?
Islam.
So once you state your status, it goes along with your nationality card. It shows your condition and being in your social position. And it's that legal relationship of that individual to the rest of the community. Islam.
Islam.
And when you deal with your nationality cards, you do not have to show your identification, and you cannot lawfully be detained or arrested for failure to show. Cannot allow your identification to be confiscated. It is your property, Moors.
Yes, it is.
So do not allow any policy enforcers or highwaymen to take your identification, as it is your property, Moors. And if this somehow occurs, you just make a claim with a bill them for your property. And the only person guilty of the identification fraud or impersonation is those who have attempted to denationalize the natural people via the negotiable instruments, such as, i.e., the birth certificates or the driving instruments. You see? And no state, federal, or local government can deny your claim of who you say you are.
Islam. Islam.
You see? So the corporate states are not only corporations, but they are foreign corporations.
Foreign corporations.
Doing business within the ancestral estate. And so, versus the allodial American nationality card, you have what you call the driver's license. And what is a driver's license? First off, let's get the definition of an ID card. The definition of the ID card is a card that will give identifying information such as a name, an age, or organizational membership about a person, who then carries the card and uses it to establish his or her identity. And so the driver's license is an instrument for those who are hired to drive, to carry cargo, goods, passengers, and all the regulations therein are the same. Islam?
Islam.
There exists no law preventing the establishment of your allodial identification cards, as they are your property, Moors.
Absolutely.
And so we don't have names. As Moors, we have appellations.
Absolutely, Islam.
And appellations are titles. When you deal with a name, It's the designation of an individual person or of a firm or corporation. So as soon as you say you got a name, automatically it consists of one of the more Christian or given names and one surname or family name. And when you say the word family, you're dealing with servants and slaves. So we don't have families, we have tribes.
Islam.
It is the distinctive characterization in words by which one is known and distinguished from others. So custom gives one his father's family name and such as his parents choose to put before it. But this is only a general rule from which an individual may depart if he chooses, though.
Okay.
And there is no mention of a title in the definition of name, as it is not only a corporate tag, but when you say the word name, it is also a Christian corporate tag. Therefore, it honors the father's name and not the mother. So if they burying the mother, that is where the heritage and history get lost, but not all forgotten, in that the condition of the child is based on and determined by the condition of the mother in nationality and international law and maxims to this day.
Islam. I'm with you. Islam more.
So when you're exercising your nationality card, you would be who you say you are.
Right on.
And keep in mind, everybody got a right to a name and a nationality. This is where you go to the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. It is state, everyone has a right to a name and a nationality. And everyone has a right to change it. And then you go to the international document, it's called the Declaration of Rights of the Child of 1956. It states, Principle 3, every child has a right to a name and a nationality. Islam. You also go to the rights of indigenous people, Article 6. Every indigenous has the right to a name and a nationality. And note, Moors, you are not indigenous because you are a part of a club or not, or of a private society, association, or institution. No man can change the descent nature of another. The Aboriginal and indigenous is a status refinement, not a nationality.
Not a nationality.
Islam. And so, more on the nationality card, the more IDs you have, the better. Islam? So if you do not have the preferred ID of the asker, you could present another ID, which is sufficient. Many other rules and thought people utilize in regards to IDs is just based on the fact they do not have a national ID in the absence of a national ID. And this is where you go to the United States Attorney Manual, Title 18, United States Code 1028. It says the following. Hear me out. In Section 1028, Title 18, United States Code 1028, referring to identification documents.
Okay.
In Section 1028 of the Title 18, it designates 3 special non-federal identification documents and give them preferred treatment. It gives them preferred treatment. And these 3 documents are in the absence of a nationality identification card.
Keyword absence, absolutely. Islam.
Say the preceding highlighted text 3 times to yourself. The 3 will accept in the absence of a nationality ID, which is a birth certificate, driver's license, and personal identification card, but all being in the absence of the nationality identification card. Your nationality identification card, Moors, are the highest allodial document for identification here within the borders of your ancestral estate as you're exercising your territorial jurisdiction.
Islam.
Also, keep in mind that the driver's license instrument is not identification in its inception and purpose. As well, it does not have a nationality on it. It never will. It also has an expiration date on it, of which your identity does not expire. It is administered from a corporate agency and is an instrument for commerce, thus could never be identification for the natural aboriginal indigenous people.
Islam, that's us Moors, that's us Moors.
So as an instrument used for commerce, that's what the driver's license is. In the moving of cargo goods and passengers along the highways, it does not and never was meant for the natural people to travel upon the highways. If used as an identification, it will automatically denationalize you, Moors. And as you're denationalized, you are now received as a corporate person, and you will be seen as civil litter mortus.
Dead in the eyes of the law.
Islam. You will be civilly dead. You run around with a name, which is a Christian corporate property, you civil litter mortus. You run around with a driver's license instrument from a corporate venue of colonial occupations, you automatically under a civil litter mortus status, meaning you're civilly dead, you dead in the view of the law, and the condition, you are in the condition of one who has lost his civil rights and capacities and accounted dead in law. Islam, Moors.
Islam, Moors. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. That'll be it for today. Definitely keep us posted on what you think, and share anything if you have anything you would like to add on. All right.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
More.